Hello! So you've just started Shadowbringers. You enter the Crystarium, and you see people trying to summon a persona, and you think to yourself, I want to do that. So you became a Gunbreaker. Gunbreaker is a really cool tank that uses a gunblade. This shop gets some really cool abilities and some neat changes when Dawntrail came out, including something interesting that I find kind of funny. Gunbreaker starts at level 60, so you have a good amount of your kit already available to you. Let's start with your main combo, which is Keen Edge into Brutal Shell, then into Solid Barrel. Brutal Shell will heal you a little bit and give you a small shield. Solid Barrel will give you one cartridge. Your AoE combo will consist of Demon Slice, then into Demon Slaughter. Demon Slaughter will also give you one cartridge. You also have a range attack, which is Lightning Shot. With your cartridges, you can hold a maximum of 2 or 3 at level 88. You can spend these cartridges on Gnashing Fang, the start of another combo, which is Gnashing Fang into Savage Claw, then into Wicked Talon. You can also spend a cartridge on Burst Strike, which is a single target weapon skill. At level 72, you can spend a cartridge on Faded Circle, which is an AoE weapon skill. And at level 90, you can spend one cartridge on Double Down, which is a really strong AoE weapon skill. Yeah, they changed the cartridge cost of Double Down from 2 to 1, meaning it's single down now. When it comes to how you should spend your cartridges, your main priority is to spend it on your Gnashing Fang combo whenever it's up, and Double Down as well. Anytime you're getting close to overcapping your cartridges, you can use Burst Strike to spend a cartridge before gaining another one. At level 76, you'll learn Bloodfest. This move will give you the maximum amount of cartridges once, so make sure you're at 0 cartridges before using this. At level 100, Bloodfest will change to Reign of Beasts when used, the start of another combo, which is Reign of Beasts into Noble Blood, then into Lionheart. Be warned, with any of these combos, if you use a normal weapon skill besides your range attack or cartridge moves, you'll end the combo early, so make sure you complete your combos all the way through. At level 70, you'll learn Continuation. After each part of your Gnashing Fang combo, Continuation will change to different moves. Gnashing Fang will change it to Jugular Rip, Savage Claw will change it to Abdomen Tear, and Wicked Talon will change it to Eye Gouge. Make sure to press each continuation before pressing the next part of the combo, as you want to get all of them out for maximum damage. At level 86, after using Burst Strike, Continuation will change to Hyper Velocity, so make sure to press it after each Burst Strike. And at level 96, after using Faded Circle, Continuation will change to Faded Brand, so make sure to press it anytime you use Faded Circle. Besides your main combo and cartridges, you can also use No Mercy, which will increase your damage dealt by 20% for 20 seconds. No Mercy will also change into Sonic Break when used, which is a damage overtime single target weapon skill. You can also use Danger Zone, which is a single target attack. At level 62, you can use Bow Shock, which is an AoE damage overtime attack. Trajectory is your gap closer that you have 2 charges of. This move will also generate Amity as well. Before we go on, if you're enjoying this video so far, I highly suggest you subscribe and leave a like, as it helps a lot. If you want to support me even further, you can hit the join button and become a member, or become a member on my Ko-Fi page. I'm letting all the tiers on YouTube and my Ko-Fi supporters vote on which guide I do next, plus early access to my complete Final Fantasy XIV series. I appreciate any and all support, so thanks so much if you join. When playing as a tank, it's extremely important to make sure that you have your tank stance on, which for Gunbreaker is Royal Guard. This ensures that you will hold enmity on enemies in dungeons, trials, or raids. Your mitigation abilities will make sure that you don't die when tanking, so please make sure to press them and spread them out so you don't use them all at once. Rampart will reduce damage taken by 20% for 20 seconds. At level 94, Rampart will also increase HP recovery from healing actions by 15% as well. Reprisal will reduce damage dealt by 10% for 10 seconds to all nearby enemies. At level 98, this will be extended to 15 seconds. Arm's Length will make you unable to be affected by most knockback or draw-in effects for 6 seconds. However, this can also be used in order to apply a 20% slow for 15 seconds to any enemy that hits you, excluding most bosses. Camouflage will increase your parry rate by 50% and reduce damage taken by 10% for 20 seconds. Nebula will reduce damage taken by 30% for 15 seconds. At level 92, Nebula will upgrade to Great Nebula, which will reduce damage taken by 40% and increase your maximum HP by 20% for 15 seconds. Aurora will give a regen to yourself or a targeted party member for 18 seconds. You'll get a second charge of Aurora at level 84. Heart of Stone will reduce damage taken by 15% for 7 seconds for yourself yourself or a targeted party member. You can also use this to give your Brutal Shell shield to a targeted party member as well. At level 82, Heart of Stone will upgrade to Heart of Corundum, which will give the same buffs as before, plus Clarity of Corundum, which will reduce damage taken by another 15% for 4 seconds, and Catharsis of Corundum, which if your HP falls below 50% or if the duration runs out, it'll give a strong heal. Heart of Light will reduce magic damage taken by 10% and physical damage taken by 5% for yourself and nearby party members for 15 seconds. Super Bolide is your invulnerability move. When you use it, your HP will fall to 50% and you'll be invincible for 10 seconds. This should mainly be used whenever you're starting to get low on HP. Super Bolide will not drop your HP below 50%, so if you use it when you already are below 50%, it'll give you the buff without changing your HP. Now, I'm going to be pulling this section from my Dark Knight video, with some changes of course, as I do want to share some tips for tanking for those that haven't really done that much tanking before. All of your mitigation tools should be used on trash pulls in dungeons, tank busters, and even raid-wide attacks that hurt the whole party, and sometimes even auto attacks from bosses. When tanking a pack of trash mobs in a dungeon, it's important to spread out your mitigation, usually by using 1 or 2 at a time, in order to keep a consistent source of mitigation active. Gunbreaker doesn't have too many options when it comes to mitigation, but make sure you have Aurora up and still spread them out. Super Bolide is actually fantastic now due to the change it got, so I highly suggest using it if you're falling low on HP. Tank busters can usually be handled with 1 or 2 mitigations. In harder content though, you might need to use more. Heart of Light and Reprisal can be especially useful for mitigating your party from raid-wide attacks when in trials or raids. One thing I don't see that often is tanks using their targetable mitigation, aka Heart of Corundum and even Aurora, on other party members whenever they need it, especially if a raid-wide attack is coming up and they're really low on HP. I highly suggest trying to do this, unless you need them for an upcoming tank buster. Heart of Corundum should also be pressed towards the end of an enemy cast during a boss. This is because Clarity of Corundum, the extra 15% mitigation, lasts for only 4 seconds, so using it at the end of the cast will ensure that you have the full effect of it once the attack goes off. Overall though, I think Gunbreaker is pretty good right now. I personally stopped playing the job as my main tank after the changes, since the rotation can get really screwy at a 2.5 GCD, but I still think it's a fun job to play. But yeah, that basically sums up Gunbreaker, so bye!